Hey guys, it's Pat from Pat's Brewery, and we're going to be going through the results for my entry into the Amateur Craft Brewers Beer Competition. So in my previous brew day video, I said that I'd submitted a beer, or was going to submit the beer at that time, to the Amateur Craft Brewers annual beer competition. I did that, and it's all been judged, and I've got the results back. I just thought I'd go through and see what they've said, and also do a little bit of a drink along to kind of see if I agree with the things that they've said. Now, I've already looked at all of the things, and I've got the result sheets here, but so that I'm not going through multiple things, I have actually made notes. Yeah, it's almost like I actually prepared for this video, guys. Would you believe it? So yeah, that's why I'm just looking at one sheet. Now, the first thing to call out, or that they all called out, was that the bottles that I sent, yes, I sent glass bottles up in the game for the competition. All of them were potentially overfilled. So we're going to open this and half expect a bit of an over pour. So let's see how this goes. Now, probably no over pour, but this has just come out of the fridge and it is bloody freezing. So maybe that is to our aid. And the levels are about there. So on this one, at least, I've maybe got it right. There's a little bit of beer smoke coming out then, so not too bad. Let's check this out. We'll try not to chug it. So the beers that I sent in were done off of the keg using the iTap. It's very fortunate because I was able to get the iTap with the two fittings, so one for plastic bottles and one for metal, so or one for glass, should I say. It comes, the only real difference is it has this little metal bit at the bottom there. Right, so, oh Jesus, it's cold out here. It's cold out here. What am I doing without a coat on? So, let's go through aroma first. So aroma. So the aroma that got called out by the judges, I was actually very lucky. The table that done my judging, there was 3 judges on, so having 3 score sheets is kind of, I think it helps with the perspective of everything, kind of. So what the judges called out was a bit of a low aroma, stone fruit, low maltiness, bread, crust, sweet biscuit. Second judge called out a kind of a medium aroma, caramel, dried fruits, maybe some floral hops. Third judge said biscuit malt, caramel, low levels of spiced hops. I think I said in my original video that the aroma wasn't overly, I think I used the word pungent, but aromatic would be a better word, but and I still hold by that, and I kind of agree with what the guys have said here. I mean, it does feel like maybe some caramel or some malty notes, but nothing overly pungent. Keep on using that word pungent. Nothing overly forward. But in any case, I got an 8 out of 12 from all judges on that one. With regards to appearance, which comes next, effectively, you know, everyone went, yeah, it's either dark orange, light amber, or amber in colour. A light haze, I would agree with that. I mean, it's not a clear beer. Interesting one is that on the judges, one of them called out that they had a decent retention with regards to the head. The other 2 had quickly dispersing heads. I don't even know if I really got a head with this. You know, even that didn't really rouse anything. But you know, I know that off of the tap it does get a off-white head, but yeah, I'd also fully agree that the head retention isn't great on this beer. I think I said in my previous video that I probably should have added some Cara Pils or something just to help with that. Really want to start drinking this now. Right, all of the judges gave a 2 out of 3 on that one. Flavour, so all of the judges kind of called out very similar things. Bready, caramel biscuit, moderate bitterness, it might be moderately dry. In general, everyone has said that the overall hop flavouring may have been a little bit lacking. And I can understand where they'd say that. It's saying that I've been thinking a little bit more the more I've been drinking this one. And now I know that I intentionally didn't dry hop because I was thinking along the lines of when originally doing this West Coast Pale, and then it didn't end up being pale, so I threw it into the amber category. But you know, I was thinking, not that West Coast's Pales don't have hop flavourings, but because I was thinking along the lines of the Sierra Nevada, which doesn't use a dry hop, I wanted to do the same thing. In reality, I think if I'd maybe halved the Whirlpool edition of the Equinox and then put half of it in as a dry hop, it probably would have actually done a lot better with regards to getting that hop flavour through to the final beer. See, I think that the bitterness is right, and some of the comments that I've not made brief notes about has said that the bitterness is there, and I think it definitely, to me, is quite important with regards to, unless you're doing like a juicy New England style beer, you do in your American styles need to have a little bit of bitterness. I mean, it wasn't a super high IBU beer, but to me, it still needs to have that kick. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because the Equinox hop, I think from, again, I maybe should have prepared a little bit more, but all of the tasting notes kind of calls out the citrus aspects, and no one's really mentioned it, and maybe there's a clear case of, well, if you don't know it's there, then you're not going to necessarily pick it up. You know, you taste what you're expecting to see. I don't know, it's interesting though, but then am I only tasting it because I am expecting to taste it? I think I said previously that I'm getting it mainly as like the citrus pith, which again kind of links in with that bitterness. So yeah, it's a bit of a judgment thing there. Got a bit of a range in scorings with regards to the flavour. So the flavour's out of 20, and I got a 14, a 12 and a 16. So again, flavour, and this whole thing is so subjective, but I think it does kind of clearly show how, you know, some people like stuff, some people don't. And I think that's acceptable, isn't it? Oh dear. Right, so I'm trying to do this quite quickly because I am absolutely freezing. God. Next up, mouthfeel. Interesting one. Mouthfeel is always the one that whenever I mention it to the wife, she's like, mouthfeel, how's that a category? But you know, it is. She doesn't have proper taste buds, so she doesn't know. So, what did we get on the mouthfeel? Well, one of the judges said moderate creamy body, low to moderate carbonation. One said light body, potentially thin, medium carbonation. And the other one said medium body, medium carbonation. So, to be fair, that's pretty much where I wanted it to be. With regards to what I've got here, it's definitely, so it is dry, but I don't think it's thin. I think it is a medium body drink. I think sometimes dryness can be interpreted as thin, don't know. As far as carbonation goes, I think, you know, obviously you'd expect a little bit more head with a medium carbed drink. Let's see if we can rouse a little head. Yeah, there's carbonation in there because there we go. Got a tiny little head on there. So there's definitely carbonation in the drink, and maybe the fact that it's so cold is kind of keeping those bubbles in solution. But in any case, I think that's pretty fair. Now, we got a 3, a 4 and a 5 on the mouthfeel out of 5. So again, we can see where our judges are separating out into who likes it and maybe who doesn't. Overall, I've got a comment of decent representation, maybe some tweaks for more hop flavour. I've got another judge said bitterness is there, hops are a bit lacking and needs more body to help balance it. And then the third judge said pleasant, easy drinking, biscuit up front, low hop profile, but well balanced. So, and with regards to the last scoring, it's out of 10. I only got a 7, a 7 and an 8. So, before, let's just finish up the scores. So, out of the 3 judges, that means that I got a 32, a 35 and a 39 were the scores in total, and that averaged out to a 35. So overall, I'm really happy with my scoring. You know, it means that everyone said that I had a very good beer, which is great. You know, that's what you're after. The fact that I got a 39, which pushes us into an excellent beer, even better. The comments regarding the hops, I'm fully on board with. So, you know, there is, I think when I've done a competition in the past, I was like, no, they don't know what they're talking about, what's going on. Not this competition, but a previous one. And not even these guys. But another competition I entered, the feedback that I got just didn't make sense. But anyway, yeah, really happy with the results that I've got. Line up with my own expectation. I think the only thing that I've, you know, as I mentioned, was that there's that whole concept of because you're expecting a flavour, maybe you're tasting it when it's not really there. But anyway, that's enough about the beer. Overall, yes, very happy indeed. So with regards to the overall competition, you know, I didn't get to go to the event itself. It was a little bit too far away for me to go to. I guess I could have, you know, arranged a hotel or something, you know, but had other plans to do with the wife anyway that weekend, so best I didn't go. But in any case, the guys running it, it sounds like everything got run through really well. With regards to the results, it all got streamed live on Facebook. I might even be able to drop a link to the other video. The guys running it seems like they all had a really good time. But also something that was awesome is, even though they had a full day of drinking, they actually uploaded the score sheets the day of the competition. So I was able to actually look at the results. Yeah, I think it was like an hour or so after the results had been announced. So it's really good. It's really good. And I've got to admit, the penmanship has been a lot better than I've had from other competitions. It's really nice because, again, that's another thing that I've complained about in the past, where someone's maybe scored you low in a particular area, but you can't read what their actually feedback was. So you go, well, I don't know why you scored me badly. Luckily, I've got good scores, and I've been able to read all of the feedback. So just got to say, you know, I appreciate doing these competitions because it allows for people that hopefully know more than I do, you know, to try my beers and provide feedback. It's why I do send beers out to people, because you know, feedback is an important part of it. If someone doesn't like your beers or can constructively explain why they don't like your beer, then it's something for you to work on. So things like competitions, you know, definitely do help with that aspect. So I think that is about it. That's been my review of my latest entry into a beer competition. 35 points, nothing to be sniffed at. Thank you very much, everyone, at the Anglian Craft Brewers Beer Club, and cheers.